This podcast is sponsored by ScienceBasedLearning.com. Discover your passion for languages with our innovative ebook, audiobook, and video system. Maximize retention using spaced repetition. Start your journey today.
How self-regulation shapes successful adult language acquisition. Discover how self-regulation impacts adult language learning and practical tips to stay motivated and focused while acquiring a new language. The impact of self-regulation on language acquisition. If you've ever tried to learn a new language, you've probably noticed that progress isn't just about how much time you spend studying or how many new words you memorize. A big part of successful language learning comes down to something that isn't often discussed: self-regulation. This skill, which involves managing your own behavior, emotions, and thoughts, plays a significant role in how effectively we can acquire a new language. As an adult language learner, understanding and improving your self-regulation can make your study sessions more productive, maintain your motivation, and help you overcome common roadblocks like frustration or distractions. Let's talk about what self-regulation means in the context of language acquisition and how it shapes your language learning journey. What is self-regulation? In simple terms, self-regulation is the ability to control your impulses, stay focused on your goals, and manage emotions that arise during challenging tasks. Think of it as your personal management system that keeps you on track. Goal setting, defining clear objectives for what you want to achieve in your language learning. Self-monitoring, tracking your progress, noticing when you're losing focus or motivation. Emotional control, regulating feelings like boredom, frustration, or anxiety that can hinder learning. Strategic planning, choosing learning strategies that suit your style and adjusting them as necessary. When you self-regulate effectively, you're not just passively absorbing information. Instead, you actively engage with the material in ways that make the learning process smoother and more enjoyable. Why self-regulation matters in language acquisition. The science of language learning suggests that language acquisition isn't a linear process. There will be moments when you feel progress and times when everything seems stuck. During those ups and downs, your ability to self-regulate can make the difference between giving up and pushing forward. Here are several ways self-regulation impacts your language learning. Improves consistency. Learning a new language requires regular practice. Self-regulation helps you build habits and stick to a schedule, even on days when you don't feel motivated. Enhances focus. Language learning involves concentrating on complex grammar rules, new vocabulary, and pronunciations. The ability to filter distractions and maintain attention directly supports better retention. Helps manage frustration. It's normal to hit plateaus or struggle with tricky concepts. Self-regulated learners can better manage negative emotions and reframe setbacks as learning opportunities. Supports strategic learning. Being self-aware about what works and what doesn't means you can adjust your methods, whether that's switching from passive reading to active speaking or spending more time on listening comprehension. Builds resilience. Language acquisition, especially for adults, often demands persistence over long periods. Self-regulation helps maintain motivation and resilience through challenging phases. Tips for boosting your self-regulation skills while learning a language. Since self-regulation can be learned and strengthened with practice, here are some straightforward tips you can apply to your language learning routine. Set clear, manageable goals. Instead of be fluent someday, try learn 20 new words this week, or practice speaking for 15 minutes daily. Their goals provide direction. Track your progress. Use journals, apps, or simple charts to visually monitor your achievements. Celebrating small wins keeps motivation high. Create a dedicated study environment. Minimize distractions by choosing a quiet place and turning off notifications during practice sessions. Practice mindfulness. When frustration or anxiety pop up, take a moment to breathe and reset your mindset instead of pushing through on autopilot. Break tasks into smaller steps. Tackling large objectives bit by bit makes learning less overwhelming. Experiment with different methods. Are flashcards boring you? Try watching a short video in the language you're learning or a language exchange. Keeping your routine varied can sustain interest and engagement. How science-based tools can help. The science of language learning tells us that incorporating self-regulation strategies with the right tools can accelerate your progress. For example, spaced repetition, a technique designed to optimize memory retention by reviewing material at increasing intervals, is highly effective but requires discipline in scheduling reviews. This is where resources like ScienceBasedLearning.com come in. This platform combines a simple ebook, audiobook, and video language learning system along with an online practice app that leverages the science behind spaced repetition to maximize learning and retention. By integrating an evidence-based system with self-regulation techniques, adult language learners can stay organized, motivated, and efficient throughout their language acquisition journey. If you're wondering how to learn a language effectively and want a system designed around both the science of language learning and practical self-management strategies, check out ScienceBasedLearning.com. It's a straightforward way to keep yourself accountable and make your language study time count. Final thoughts. Whether you're tackling your first foreign language or adding one more to your list, remember that success isn't just about talent or the hours you log, it's about managing yourself. Self-regulation shapes your study habits, emotional resilience, and ability to stay focused on the long haul. Incorporating self-regulation into your approach will help transform your language learning experience from frustrating to rewarding, and by combining that skill set with proven science-based methods, you're setting yourself up for real mastery over time. So take control of your learning process, set clear goals, track your progress, and don't hesitate to fine-tune your strategies as you grow. With the right mindset and tools, language acquisition becomes not only possible, but enjoyable.